Hey, Jumper out there. Today is July 13th. Welcome to Jumbo. Last week I talked about my visa application process journey and all of the twists and the disappointment and the lesson learned. And finally we were able to pull it off. So there were a lot of lesson learned along the way. One thing I learned that good time is the best time despite how much you want things to happen or how much you want things to go your way, when God time is not the time, it will never happen. So God time is the best time. So today, I want to talk to you about, my first rookie year in the United States. How did America welcome me, and why I was fired after just 10 days on my first job. What happened there? Stay tuned in the video. I will tell you what happened on that job. So I still remember the day I arrived in the United States. It was in December 2011. At the time, it was a winter. I remember when I get to the airport, it was a little bit snowy and raining, during that evening. And also, it was so dark outside. I remember around 4 p.m. 4 p.m. it was dark outside. That was the first thing that's, was very interesting to me. I remember in the Gambia, 4 p.m. the sun is out, but here it's dark. That was an interesting thing to see. Then when I get outside, my dad and my sister were waiting for me. Everybody was smiling, from corner to corner. And we get into the car. We drove to from JFK Airport to Rhode Island, and Rhode Island is the place where we are living back then. I remember along the way we stopped at McDonald's. We get McDonald's first time testing McDonald's. It was very interesting. We get the burgers, the French fries, and a good job. So when we get home, my auntie was preparing dinner. I think that night she prepared shrimps. And when I get home, then I have to take shower. I didn't know how to use the shower. I have to call my sister to fix the shower for me. Then I took shower, and dinner was ready. We ate dinner. We chit chat a little bit, and we go to bed. The next morning, you know, one of my few surprises, my dad found me. I was sitting on the couch. Then he told me, hey, I'm going to work. Then I told him, is this how you go to work? I look at him from head to toes, and I look at the way he was dressed. He smiled. I smiled. So he told me, yes, this is how I go to work. I said, okay. Now I was thinking, what do my father do for work? That was a very interesting question going through my mind. Then the next morning, he told me again, hey, I'm going to work. Then I look at him again. Then I got about courage. I told him, Dad, what do you do for work? Then he told me. Then I have a million questions going through my head. Then I told him, is that, the job you do and how you, support us, make sure we were fine, make sure we go to school, make sure all our needs are met from that job? Because I imagine how hard that job is. And we didn't know. We had no clue that's what he does here. And that was a very surprise to me. My dad is a real jumper because he worked on that job for many years to ensure we were fit. And the worst thing is, we still demanded more from him. We still say it is not enough, whatever he gave us. So that was a very interesting to find out. And I know many people find similar stories because the perception back home, is way different from the reality here. So once you get here, you see the real life. Then after a few weeks, my documents came, and now it's time to, get a new job. I told my dad now the documents came. I need a job. Where do I need to apply? He told me, the process here. We will need to go to the temp agency, to apply. Then if they have available position, they will take me to the particular company. So technically, the temp agency is like the middleman between me and the company. I said, okay, cool. So one Friday afternoon, we went to the temp agency. I, fill out an application. Then the recruiter told me, hey, luckily, we have an opening for you. There's a tax opening in Polyform in Oxbridge. They're looking for a machine operator. Do you want it? Excitingly, I said, yes, I want it. Then he threw me a curveball. He told me, here are a few things. First, you will need a steel toe shoe. That's what you will buy before you go to the job. Then when you get to the job, they will give you a helmet, a hairnet, an ear block, glove, and eyeglasses. Whew. Then in my mind, I said, what kind of job is that? Because I still have the perception that everybody here go to the office. That's what I see in the movies. That people abroad, they don't do this crazy kind of job. Everybody goes to the office, dress nice, suit and tie, and everything clean, and they go to the office. Then he told me that. Nervously, I said, okay, that's fine. Then, from there, we went to the store to grab the shoes. Then Monday, I was ready to go in the evening toward the night. Then I asked my dad, do you know that place? He told me, yes, I do. Then there were a couple of Senegalese and I think Gambians who were working there. And I told him, what kind of job is that? He told me it's a factory job. First time I heard about factory job. I said, okay. So on the Monday night, I went to the job. My dad drove me there. Then I get in and I said, oh, the new guy. Everybody loved the new guy. Then, I see the team lead and, he ensured I got my shoes right. Then he took me to my locker where I'll be putting my stuff. He gave me my helmet, my eyeglasses, and hairnet and the air block. Then he took me to my workstation. It was a big giant machine where I'll be operating the machine at the same time packing the product that the machine produces. It was a very intense and fast-paced environment. And when I was in Gambia, I wasn't active that much. Only thing I do is wake up, go to the ghetto, drink a tire, come back, sleep. That was my life routine, before I came. So I wasn't used to being active in an active environment. Then one night, the first night, it was a struggle. As a rookie, they give you a pass. Then the second night again, I was suffering. I couldn't pick up with the fast pace of the machine. Then when I looked back with the other operators, those people were flying. It told me, man, this is the kind of job they do here. Then the next day, every day I struggled. Then my dad asked me, how's job? I said, it's good. Why I was dying inside. Then after 1 week passed, the next week, I got a phone call. I was sleeping, I guess. And the lady left a voicemail. And she dropped the bomb. She told me I don't need to report That's it. I don't need to report to work tonight. That's mean I'm fired. Yeah, that's how I was fired on the first job. What I learned, you know, America is not the way I thought it was. Then it took me 3 days before I told my dad. The first day he told me, "Are you not going to work?" I said, "I'm sick." The next day, I'm still recovering. I have a backache. Then the third day, I have to let him know that, they let me go. Then he gave me one lectures. He told me that being laid off in the United States is a normal thing. He told me once he was laid off while he was driving from home, to work. In the middle one, before he get to work, he got a phone call that he doesn't have a job anymore. And that story and that letter stuck to me today, until today. Whatever happened to me at the job, I remember what my dad told me. So, to you people out there, I would say it is important to empathize, to have some sort of sympathy to people who are abroad or in a different country, working their ass off. We call them the modu and the fighters. These people work so hard. And the other thing I want to tell the modu and the fighter is for them to be transparent in terms of what they do there. It's very important to let your family know how do you make that money, so that they will know you are not just making that money so easily. Because I know it's kind of like a taboo, where people who like us who live in the different countries, we don't tell our families what we do. But we should. We should, so that they know how hard we work to ensure, their ends meet is being fulfilled. So next week, I will talk to you the reason why I decided to go to college. What inspired me to say I need to go to college in order to get the life or to design the kind of life I envision for myself and for my family. Thank you so much. Please, if you resonate with this story, if you enjoy this story, please subscribe. I can still see almost 70% of the viewers didn't subscribe yet. So please subscribe to help the channel grow. Thank you so much.